Happy Wednesday, everyone. I am back here for my weekly Go Lives and hoping that we have sound this week since last week it was an epic technology fail and not much that I could do about that. So I hope you are all doing great. Glad to be back here. So thankful it is February. Not sure if the rest of you all had January, but really glad in the bookkeeping realm to have January behind us. So I'm excited about that. If you're here and you can hear me, give me a thumbs up or drop a comment down below so I can go, good morning, Nisha. Can you hear me? You could just give me a head nod. Technology. Oh, it's so much fun. So glad to be here today. Making a few changes to the live structure, which I'm going to go over here shortly, but I should introduce myself because I am going live on 3 different channels now. Awesome. Thanks, Misha. So I am Christina Springstead. I am founder and owner of Springstead Solutions. I'm a focus on helping small businesses with profit strategies, bookkeeping support, and payroll on occasion. So I'm glad to be here. My goal is to go live every Wednesday and give you some nuggets of advice for small businesses. That's really where I focus. And so today I figured I would talk to you about tax deadlines. Are they behind us? For most of us small business owners, if you're tuning in, January was like really the culmination of having to get all your stuff ready to go, right? So your W-2s to your employees, your 1099s to your contractors. In January was just a little bit crazy. So wrapped up January, I was so thankful as a bookkeeper. I would say like January is my tax season for my clients. And I know for tax preparers, that's not the case. Their season is really just kind of getting started. So pray for all the tax preparers that you know. So just wanted to go through a few things with y'all. Like I said, W-2s and 3s and your 1099s were due on January 31st. So that was just a few days ago. Hopefully you got all those submitted in. And if you did those and haven't submitted your 1096 yet, that's like the summary form that goes with all of your 1099s that go in. Those are due, the paper copies, by February 28th. But I always recommend, and most people recommend, just hopefully you submit them at the same time, and that is out of the way. Couple things about the 1099s that I've seen in some groups. I'm a preferred vendor in a financial literacy for women business owners group here on Facebook. If you're not familiar, go find them. They're great. Jamie Troll is the owner of that. She covers so many wonderful things. She's a CPA and just covers a lot of stuff, and finding that a lot of people don't really understand the 1099s. So just want to do a quick breakdown for y'all. 1099s and when do you send them? First of all, if you are a small business and you are paying an individual to do anything, get a W-9 before you even cut the check. I hear it so many times. You're like, oh, you didn't think about it. Oh, maybe you want to help someone because they're small. But you just got to keep in mind, if you're paying someone for a service, that could be a deduction to you, but you don't get a W-9, you are agreeing to pay the taxes on that. So it was a really great way to put it. The CPA, my accountability group, just been saying that for a while, but it's an excellent way to just drive the point home. So us being in small businesses and being small business owners, last thing that you really want to do is pay the taxes on someone else's income. Unless that's your ministry, I don't think anyone's really thinking that through. So highly encourage you, put the process in place. Before you cut the check to someone, ask for the W-9. Waiting until January to try to collect them or get them is a nightmare, not just for you. Maybe you can't find the person. We had a handful of situations where someone was unresponsive because that's just how it went. And you got to have that information. And that information also helps you determine, is that person 1099able? Because if you're a corporation, S corporation or above, you don't have to get 1099'd, but you need to make sure that you know that. So LLCs also can go either way. An LLC, which I thought was interesting, I saw in the group today, a lot of people think it means limited liability corporation, but it does not. It means limited liability company. So if that company isn't set up to be an S corp for tax deductions, they need to get a W or a 1099. So just get the W-9s out the gate. It is the safest way to protect yourself, to protect your income, to ensure you're more profitable so you can get the deductions that are rightfully yours, right? So we don't want to be deducting everything under the sun, but you are cutting checks to people and it can be a deduction. You want to get that. So put into process, if this is something that you did not do 2020 and earlier, moving forward, you're going to promise yourself, if I am hiring someone for a service, not a product, a service, send them a W-9 at the time of it and tell them you need to get that back before you even cut the check. It just will make everybody's life a lot easier. There are some programs, QuickBooks Online. I love it. It's what I use for most people. You can actually go into, you don't have to have payroll turned on necessarily, but you can go into like, it's payroll contractors, and you can mark in your vendors, you can mark that you want to collect the information for 1099, and you can simply email them the form they completed online themselves. And it comes like, yes, Misha, goals for 2021. Let's get this all situated and in the system and not have it being chaos in January of next year. Let's just nip it in the butt now, because you never know what's going to happen. And again, if you're spending the money, get your deduction. We're in business for you to be successful and profitable, not necessarily that you're paying everyone's taxes on their behalf. So it's really important. People don't think it's a big thing. They want to do something nice for someone, and that is great. But this isn't the time or the place to do it. You want to run your business like it should be. Rent, if you are paying an individual rent for something, office space, or maybe we have a group home where we pay rent for a home, you want to get a W-9 for that, because you need to 1099 your rent. If it's a property management company, you don't have to do that. But still, it is best to just ask for the W-9. When you put it in the system, you or your bookkeeper can look and see, are they an S Corp? Are they a C Corp? Those are the ones that matter. You don't need to send them a 1099. Worst case scenario, you 1099 someone who didn't need it. No harm, no foul. If you file them online, you might pay a couple extra bucks, but you know you're protected. So just really work on getting that process figured out. Your W-2s and W-3s should have went out. That's great. Just make sure if you found any corrections. We had one client where the healthcare amount didn't go on correctly, so we're having to do corrections. Those are pretty easy to do. You want to get those out as soon as possible. So just make sure you're reviewing that. Everything looks good. And if you need to do a correction, do it ASAP. And so other taxes, are they behind us? Well, now we're talking about like those main forms for employers that were in January. Well, now we're coming up on what are the other tax deadlines that are coming up. And I had to giggle because now that I'm doing this full time and thinking, how do I best serve the community and give them information? I was researching on the IRS website about, deadlines, and could I easily present you a chart? And if you're ever wondering why financial professionals or CPAs get paid what they get paid, one, they have a lot of education behind them, right? And you're hoping that you have a CPA who's doing continuing education and keeping up with the laws. But I'm going to share this screen with you because I giggled when I thought, oh, I'll just show them a little something and give them, hey, here's a chart, and I'm going to make it downloadable, which I will share this in the link later. But I just want you to see this because it most definitely made me giggle a little bit. Let me, hold on, I haven't shared screens here in a bit. I'm trying to make sure I have this correct. Here we go. So I believe you can see this now, but there's this thing called Publication 509. It's the tax calendar for 2021. And I'm not sure if you can see that it's 13 pages. So if you're nerdy and you really want to know what's going on in the tax thing, you are welcome to review this. But you can see it starts talking pretty quickly in page 3, general tax calendar. And I mean, there is stuff for days based on industries you're in, based on individuals you are. That's individuals. Now we're in employers' tax calendars. So I just thought it was very interesting. And I used to tell my CPA friends this before. It's like, they always be like, oh, tax season. I was like, it feels like you're always in tax season. This is why. This right here is why. So this is why I'm very glad I'm a supplementary service provider to a CPA, because those CPAs who are out there doing this, bless your hearts, you guys are amazing, and you deserve all the prayers and the good wishes and all the things. I see a Facebook user that says, hey, lady, and if you can do me a favor, there should be somewhere that says, I'm using StreamYard right here. And so it's up above. I'm figuring this out, up above. If you can click on that so I can see your name, because right now it just says Facebook user. And so whoever Facebook user is that is saying, hey, lady, hey, happy Wednesday, happy hump day. Glad to have you on here. So we're getting back to the taxes and are they behind us? So the ones that employers kind of really take care of, payroll, so that your employees can start filing their taxes. One thing to keep in mind is I've had a couple people, we filed their 1099s. It was definitely later. We got them all processed on time, but mail can be a little slow. So just make sure you let them know, hey, you might be getting in the mail. It was due to go out by the 31st, and get in their hands. A lot of people file them by email. I've seen a couple of people who have issues like, hey, there's a password, you can't get into it, but you should probably be getting a copy in the mail too. So just watch for those to be coming into you. Other important things that are coming up is individual tax returns. So the IRS is going to start accepting those on February 12th, right? That's important to all of us, business owners or not. We want to know when that is. So that doesn't mean that your CPA isn't ready to take those on. They might be. You should check with them. But they'll hold them and they'll submit them to the IRS starting February 12th. So that's just something for you to know, is that there's not much they can do. They can get it all prepped and you can do all the signing. They're going to hold on to it until February 12th. That's where they're at. And then corporate tax returns. Two different types. There's S Corp and then there's C Corp. Those tax returns, S Corps, are due on March 15th because they have to get all that done and then let you know what is it that you have that files into your individual tax returns. And then C Corps and individual tax returns due April 15th this year, like they normally are. So those are just good things for you to know. If you're a nonprofit, your tax returns are due May 15th. And then if you decide to do a tax return extension, you have until October 15th. So hopefully you're in a place where your financials are all good to go and your CPA is familiar with you and you're just getting them filed and all that. But there is the option to always do an extension. So those are really kind of the highlights of the things that are coming up. Like I said, if you're nerdy and you like to look at stuff, I'm just going to drop a link to this publication in there for you. Just if you're really kind of wondering, like, hey, Mr. CPA, what do you, it's just a tax, it's just a tax return. I giggled. I got to send my CPA friends a gift or something. I read through that and was crying for them. So I thought that was really interesting. So again, kind of a summary. Moving forward, if you struggle to get your 1099s out, make sure you are starting immediately before you cut checks to individuals, right? If you don't know if they're incorporated, get a W-9. It is just the safest thing to do to protect yourself. And so send them, you just Google W-9. I can drop a link for that too. You just download it, forward it on to them. Again, you've got QuickBooks has an option where you can just send it and they fill out the information themselves, certifying that everything's correct. And then you just have the information to move forward. Other thing is you want to make sure in your system that you're going through whatever your system is or working with your CPA, that you're understanding what services or what chart of accounts are 1099able, because you can actually assign certain accounts to be 1099able and some's not to be 1099able. So it's important to, set your system up for success, make it so that it's very simple for you. You're working with someone, you know exactly what account they should go in. You're marking them that they're 1099able. You're putting their tax ID number in the system now. And then come January, you're running some reports, you're doing some confirmations, you're sending your 1099s out. Easy breezy, lemon squeeze. Someone says that. Might be Misha, I'm not sure. But so that's the nuggets that I have for you today. I have decided to keep these lives pretty short and sweet. If you guys are in the same boat as I am finding that lives, I'm loving the content provided by people, but when they're going 30 and 45 minutes, it's just too much. There's just not enough time in the day to actually work and then take all this stuff in. So I'm going to do like little nuggets of wisdom, Wednesday wisdom nuggets. Maybe we'll take it as that. And just pick one thing that we're talking about. If there's something that you would like to hear about bookkeeping, now I am not a CPA, hashtag not a CPA. I am not an accountant either, because I'm in California. I can't claim that I'm an accountant. But if there's something in the accounting realm that you're curious about, drop it so I can research it for you or bring on a guest so that we can cover these things that you're concerned about. Again, we focus on helping smaller businesses. So, and then service-based businesses, love y'all. Construction-based contractors, you're my peeps, love you. And then if you have any questions on, there we go, Profit First, cash system, I got a quick kind of, hey, from my CPA, here's what it looks like you're going to owe in taxes. And although it was a kick in the gut, because I am going to owe, and I should have known that because I was in business for myself, I'm prepared to pay it. I literally got the thing. The system works. I've been using it myself and I know that. This is the first year as a full-time business owner. I'm going in with like, okay, are my taxes enough to cover? And they are. And so although I hate that I am going to owe taxes, they are covered because I am following a cash management system. I cannot tell you how amazing that is, because last year when I was waiting for my estimate, I was having panic attacks about what if I owe, how am I going to pay it? I wasn't prepared. And I've been doing bookkeeping for a long time, but doing this like cash management, this is the system, making sure that I am covered has been a game changer. And I cannot recommend it enough. So start by reading the book, download the Audible. It's hilarious. I've said this a million times. Get the first 2 chapters of the book on my website, springsteadsolutions.com. I will drop a link. Oh, my dogs are freaking out. Sorry, they're very excited. They're so excited that I can pay my taxes this year without stressing. That's what it is. So check out a system or reach out to someone, start somewhere, baby steps. But get into a point where you can be where I am, where I was like, oh, that hurts. But I can cover it and it's fine. And it is what it is. So yeah, so that is what I have for y'all today. Also, I don't know if I posted it on my pages. I think I did, but I spent last week, I got certified, public bookkeeping certified, and then got that all out of the way, which I'm excited about. And I keep looking for ways that I can continue to serve you guys better. And so that said, there is something for me to attend that will help build this community at the exact same time these are every week. So I'm going to be moving the times of these to 2 p.m. Pacific Standard Time starting next week. Wanted to be here and let you all know that I'm moving. But most of you seem to catch it on the replay, so I don't think that'll be a big deal. But moving forward, Wednesday Wisdom Nuggets, we'll do something like that. They will be short, 15 to 20 minutes is my goal. If we start getting into a lot of questions and answers, maybe it'll grow from there. But 2 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, that gets to maybe 5 p.m. on the East Coast time. If by chance we start growing into that, people on their drive home can listen. And so in the comments there, the first 2 chapters of Profit First, the link is posted there. It's free for you to download, check it out. And then if you like it from there, you can move forward. I've got some freebies that you can download too. Check it all out. I'm really focusing this year on serving you all. So that is what I have for you today. If you have questions, drop them below. I will be monitoring that, but I wish you a great Wednesday, and I will see you back here next week. Same channel, different time. Have a good one, y'all.